Well, good evening from Little Creek Bee Ranch. We have a quick lesson here on frame preparation and boxes and what we do to get ready for spring nectar flow. We're in the middle of breaking out a bunch of boxes and getting frames all set up. These are a stack of boxes you see that we've just taken off of crystals, so we've got to let them air for 3 days before we ever use them on the bees. So we're going through and setting up frames in the boxes, but first what we'll do is we'll take the frames and we'll scrape any garbage off the bottom edge. You see a frame here. Sometimes on that bottom edge there'll be daubles of wax and garbage. It just gets in the way. We'll clean the top bars, the tips, scrape off all the propolis there. Just to, you know, a little housework, housekeeping. Some frames like this one are clean. This is a honey frame. We're talking about honey boxes today. And we'll just hold it down inside this tub and scrape off the pieces and junk, and it all falls down to the bottom down there. And over the months, we'll collect that. You know, I don't know if you can see down there. There's quite a bit. There's quite a bit built up down around there. But it's part of our wax harvest process, our sustainable wax harvest process. But what I want to show you, I want to spin back around here, all the myriad of frames that we have, and we'll call some of the old ones out. But I want to go over here and show you how we set up a box and give you some ideas. Now this stack that you see here is ready to go out. It's already been cleared and they're ready to go out. But here, now watch this. On the outside wall will be a starter strip or a tab frame, and then a comb, and then a starter strip or tab frame. This has got a pattern on it. You see the edge under there. That's all they need, just a real rough pattern. They don't need a lot to pull down wax, just the idea. You know, they got it from there. They're sharp, they're smart. And then a comb, and then some type of either tab or strip. See, we don't clean off all. These are cut comb frames, and we don't clean off all the wax that you see there because that is a pattern, and that's all they need. You know, sometimes some people get too aggressive in cleaning their frames. Leave that top strip right up there so that they can pull all that down. So there's a strip or starter, and then here's a comb, and then another old cut comb frame. That top part right up here where my thumb is, that's important. You don't want to clean all that off. Maybe that's an old one that we ripped out. There's comb, and then there's another one. Hey, look a little old, but this is just a pattern. It's not a problem. And they'll pull that right down. Now, watch this. So in the box, if you counted, we have 9 frames. There's 3 and 3 and 3 is 9. But on the outside walls are the strips, or starter frames, whatever. Strip, comb, strip, comb, strip, comb, strip, comb, strip. And you want it set up that way so that the outsides, so the bees can come up the inside wall and the comb, and they'll pull this down. Now that's 5 starter strip frames and then 4 combs. And on the other side, it's the same way. If you throw in 10, you're going to be 1 odd off, and I let that wash out in the middle here. I want the starter strip frames on the outside. The first boxes that we want to go on with for the year, we're looking for cut comb. Now some of these, let's see if I pull up here. Let's see, these have wires. Yeah, this one has wires. See the wire there? That runs all the way across the comb. Now I can't make cut comb out of that. Now here you can do the math on your own, but let me throw you some numbers. I'll get 8 sections of comb. When I cut it out for cut comb, I'll get 8 all through here at $15 a pint. So 8 times 15, and that's 1 frame, times oh, say a box of them, 9 frames, because we have other boxes that are going to make cut comb for us. So 8 times 15 and that times 9, that's one box of cut comb. I think it's about $960, something like that. Cut comb is a really nice profit generator. But if you set it up the right way, and you can't give the girls a full entire box of blanks or starter strips like that. They don't know quite what to do with that. I made that mistake a couple of years ago. And you got to alternate them and make sure the top is hot, the inner cover, the outer cover goes on, and push in your tray in the bottom. Push your tray in the bottom and keep that warm in there. And those girls will pull that wax down in a week's time, lickety split. They'll have all that wax pulled down. Now we'll use our finger spacer and we'll space all these out properly. But that's how we set up the boxes to go out. 9 frame boxes, and we alternate them. Strip, comb, strip, comb, strip, comb, strip, comb, strip. In that order, and the girls do great. They do awesome. They rock right on that, man. And so there's an example of how you can set up your boxes. Now that'd give us fresh new comb. See, that'd give us fresh new comb. And just because they pull it down in the starter strip frame doesn't mean I'm going to make cut comb. It just gives me the opportunity to do so. So those are boxes. They'll go out real quick here, probably in the next couple of weeks. They'll be out, and then we'll be looking to pull back here and send this box out. Now this really isn't a lot. Some guys and gals do a lot more than this, but this is a lot for us because those round of boxes will go out. And then we'll be into these frames, getting them ready, and then we have we got a 200 count set to make up to get ready for some new frames as well. Now the mediums, we do the same way, but in here, now see there's 9 here. That's for honey. We'll space them out properly for honey. But if we're doing like a swarm catch on mediums, two mediums, we'll throw in an extra frame, make an even 10, and then scooch them real close together, and the girls will be off on a medium set. We love bees on new medium sets. But all those frames had to be scraped clean and get the big old chunky wax off and get them separated and stacked and ready to go out. And now, after we've done this, now we're on to all the brood frames. Those frames there, and then those brood frames on the rack, and then behind here, behind this stack, is a whole bunch of brood frames to get worked up. So, guess what the new apprentices are going to be doing? Yeah, that's why we got students, man. But that's cool because they got to have some handwork practice, and they're going to help us get some brood frames all cranked up and ready to go because swarms are just right around the corner. So there you go. Give you some ideas. The rack is a good idea if you're going to be doing 20 colonies or more. That goes way up there, man. So that you can have some type of visual aid on your frames. And you can kind of look at those frames and go, well, that's old. That's got to go. That's got to go. Because if they're all tucked away in boxes, then you have no idea what's old and what's not. I'm seeing some frames right in here. Like this group right in here. There's probably some that need to be tossed. And you can do it the way you want, just trying to give people ideas. You know, ideas is all. By racking the frames, we can collapse the boxes inside of one another. But these boxes, this stack and this tall stack were on paradichlorobenzene crystals for moth prevention. And they had to be cleared. They got to be cleared. That's at least 3 days, just sitting there, letting the air wick away whatever is left. Never put mothballs in there. Don't do that. I don't like the crystals. I prefer actually to use patchouli oil. Several drops of patchouli oil on a little coaster inside. Set it inside every 3rd box. Moths don't like it. See, there's a tip, man. But I wanted to give you an idea how to set up your boxes so that you can begin to think about cut comb. And we want to put on cut comb boxes right off the bat for the year. The nectar is going to be rolling hot and heavy here soon. So there's some tips and ideas. I hope that helps somebody, man. If you like what we do, leave a comment. That's cool. We got classes rocking and rolling every month, teaching 3 classes: basic beekeeping, sustainable beekeeping with essential oils, and sustainable beekeeping on the spot queen rearing. If you're interested, RSVP. We'll see you in class. Bye for now.